So it's that time of year again. So whatever type of business you're running, as a reseller, you should be doing this right now. Brick and mortar are staging it out. Everybody else should be doing this. If you sell anything on the planet, you need to be getting ready right now and doing this right this very minute. Hey, it's Don. Today I wanted to address what time of year it is and what everybody should be working on as a reseller right this very second. It's incredibly important to be ready for fourth quarter, and by ready I mean getting everything you can listed prior to the start of fourth quarter. You should have probably already been starting to list stuff in mass quantity starting the 1st of August to be ready for it. We just have a couple more weeks left in August, and then we're already in September, the precursor to the fourth quarter. Fourth quarter is where some businesses earn 75–80% of all of their revenue for the entire year. It's usually the best purchasing time of the year across the board, which is October, November, and December. Now, I say list everything you can. That does not mean list junk items. Only list good items. Listing a whole bunch of items just to get something up won't do you much good at all. It could actually hurt you because you'll be wasting time listing things that won't give you a big return on your investment. Now, I've talked about some figures and some numbers. We try to at least get $450 worth of merchandise up in an hour. Now, that could be one item worth $450. It doesn't really matter. The point is getting the value for your buck. It would obviously be better to have a bunch of items worth at least $450, so you have a better chance of selling something and recouping the investment of your time for listing much quicker than you would if you just listed, say, one $450 item that may take a little while to list. Now's the time to list items that aren't going to necessarily be long tail items. Get the quicker flip items out where you can get them at a better price, sell them at much higher profit margins, and make more money off them. This time of year coming up, fourth quarter, there's more people online than any other time of the year. Summer is waning, so again, all the outside activity people are slamming right now in the first couple weeks of August. So routinely sales have been down or just tepid at this point time of year, which is what's been happening. I personally feel that it'll be a very good year for fourth quarter with selling, especially vintage and stuff like we are. Now, if you're selling certain items, they had a huge push from Wall Street investments with a ton of people taking chances and speculating on, say, comic book pricing, trade card pricing, sports baseball card pricing. The massive, insanely high prices things were going for in the last couple of years have started to wane. They've started to die off. So I would be looking at what the market's doing as well when you go to list specific items to make sure that you're pricing them accordingly. If you haven't looked in a while and you're trying to get a bunch of stuff up right now, things that we're selling maybe for $10,000 as a high grade comic or something, some of those prices have fallen down. Same with coins and some other areas. The rarest of the rare still sell for the highest, as they always will. Better items will always sell better and for a bigger profit, again, if you buy them correctly. If you're messing around with cheap items, $5 and $10 items with free shipping or even without, and you're not getting very much profit on them, and you only can get a few of them up in an hour, you're really wasting your time. You want to maximize your time and get as many things up as you can. Good things, again, good things. Don't just list things to get things up. If they're cheap items that just aren't worth very much on their own, for darn sake, list them in a lot. You'll save your time and make probably better money than you did if you listed them individually, because you'll be killing your time. Instead of packing 10 individual items that will take you, so much time for each one, you can put those 10 items together, get about the same money or better, and just ship one single package out. It'll save you the time. Time is more valuable in many cases than the stuff you're listing, so you got to be careful on where you dedicate your time to. You want to have all hands on deck, everything you can get up by October 1st at the very latest. It's really good to have it up by September 1st, but I know a lot of people are rushing around trying to get things situated. I know a lot of folks are, enjoying the fine summers we've been having, at least in some areas of the country. I know there's been a lot of things going on, but overall, sales have been here through the summer. If it continues the way they are, as I said earlier, it's going to hopefully be a very good fourth quarter. People have been saving up, so this is the time of year they're going to spend that money. You know, you got holidays, Christmas is coming, Thanksgiving, you got Halloween just around the corner, New Year's is coming up, and on and on and on. You got Valentine's Day. So again, this rolls into one of the best purchasing times of the entire year. Be ready for it. So if you're contemplating on what to list, if you're looking over long tail items that are cheap items, $5 items, $10 items, look for the better stuff. Stage those so you can get them listed first. List the best items you have first. And what I do too, a lot of people say, well, it's not Christmas. Should I list them as high as I would in Christmas season? I list them like it's peak Christmas season for anything I list any time of the year. Because all it takes is one single person, the right person to see your items, for them to sell for high value right off the bat. Another falsity on fourth quarter Christmas is that you can only sell Christmas items for Christmas. We sell them all year round. And again, I price them the same way no matter when I list them. You know, so that's the ploy you do it. You got to get them up early though. You got to get them up early. If you're waiting to the last minute, other resellers could have had the exact same things you have already up and get the sale well before you. So if you're waiting till October to get them up thinking you're going to do great, a lot of people buy and start shopping in October already. Some people even buy way months ahead, September, even in August sometimes for Christmas, and they set the stuff aside. They want to make sure they can get it at the best price. When you go into season, the prices will go up for things, especially around Christmas time. So again, that's a reason why you need to get all hands on deck, and right now you should be listing as much stuff as you can to get the most return on your investment for your time, for your money, for those items you bought. It could be a 20 or 30% increase in the sales price of many of the items you have in fourth quarter versus other times of the year. Why? Because there'll be more people looking for it. You know, there'll be less chance that, you know, if it's a rare or scarce or vintage item like a lot of what we sell, there may not be somebody else out there selling the same item. So you may have to pay more to fight somebody else to get that item. So that's the ploy that we play. Volume works great, again, if you've got good items. If you're listing 1,000 items a week and they're not good items, you're wasting your time mostly. 1,000 good items, though, is perfectly fine. If you can list, say, 50,000 items in your store for the same price, why not list 50,000 items instead of worrying about listing too many items? As long as you're not paying per item and you're not over your limits, you can list to your heart's content until you hit the limits on your eBay store. And for those who don't have a store, in my personal opinion, I'm not one to recommend much on eBay these days because, you know, I really don't honestly trust them, but a store, honestly, is probably one of the best investments you can make in your business if you're going to be selling on eBay. You get other things you can do that you can't do without a store. Stores help you with fees and the whole works, and you get so many free zero insertion fees per store, depending on the level of store you get, of course. So anyway, that's what I have for you today. Hopefully that gave you some ideas, some thoughts. If you enjoyed this video, please hit that like button down below. You can also hit the bell icon to be notified if I post new content or go live. Subscribe and tell all your friends.
Got something mighty important on your mind these days, haven't you, son?
Oh, not especially. Just the usual things. Business, you know. Sales problems, salesmen.
Now, don't try to fool your old dad. There's something extra special worrying you, or I miss my guess.
You know, I was just wondering. Take the average young fella today. He won't get out and work the way we used to when I started to sell.
What makes you think that?
Well, take this young fella, Jimmy Hill, for example. Last month, when I was looking for another new car salesman, he looked to me to have twice as much on the ball as anybody else I could find.
He looked like a pretty good boy to me, too. Isn't he working out?
Oh, yes, he makes a sale now and then. But that isn't the kind of a man I need or want.
Hasn't the man learned the knack of selling, I suppose?
Well, I guess not, or else he'd be doing a great deal better.
Don't you know what he's doing wrong?
I can see enough from his sales reports.
Pretty much on his own, then.